Hey guys, and welcome back to the Never Used Team series. Today, we're going through the Kalos region in X and Y, which I'm sure you guys have been so eager to experience. As has been the case with all the videos in this series before, I've been doing a pretty good job actually putting together teams nobody's used, and this one I feel is no different. I feel that in some ways, it's such a weird and rag team that looks dumb on paper that someone may have even thought of this team before, but definitely didn't end up using it. So, like with all these videos, I have very little to talk about in the intro. Let's just hop headfirst into the start of the team. Before we start though, I have a new channel called Mystic Reads where I read anime fanfics, so if that's up your alley, consider checking it out. Also, over on Mystic Umbreon Shorts, we're doing 5 facts about every single Pokemon every single day. So if you like Mystic Umbreon daily content, check out both those channels. Links will be in the iCard and the description below. Alright, so we'll get started with Talonflame as our de facto starter this time. It's available as a fletchling on your first route, and training it to level 35 with a brief stop at Fletchinder will see you having a Talonflame. I figured that among the first route Pokemon, it's definitely used probably the most, but would people really choose it as their starter if they weren't going with any of the 3 Kalos options? I'm not so sure about that. I think more people would be interested in going with the Diggersby. I could be a bit off base there, so let me know down in the comments below. But with that, let's go look at some moves. So, the moveset for Talonflame is Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Fly, and Acrobatics. These 4 moves are some of the usual ones you will see on Talonflame, with Brave Bird and Flare Blitz learned via the Move Relearner, and then Fly via an HM you get in Comarine City. Finally, Acrobatics is learned at level 44, or via a TM you also can get in Comarine City. Low-key, it's probably the best move on this set. I'm a pretty big fan of Acrobatics in a playthrough. The next Pokemon on the team is gonna be Simisage. I'm going with one of these weird, awful monkeys on the team, and it's potentially the most weird of the group to choose. I could have gone with Simipour, of course, but the next Pokemon after this one was my water type, so it was a no-go. You'll be getting a Pansage for starters in Santaloon Forest. So for Simisage, it is actually a pretty strong Pokemon. It has base 98 special attack and 101 speed, and that actually helps it see very minimal usage in competitive play. Though it's not like it's anything too super great. I felt like going with it over Go-Goat because in the realm of unused grass types, I'm pretty sure people still hate these monkey Pokemon so much that they would much rather leave them in the past. You'll need a Leaf Stone to evolve your Pansage, which makes it even less popular of an option. So it's fitting our cause pretty neatly today. The Simisage set for today is Seed Bomb, Crunch, Rock Tomb, and Shadow Claw. We start with Seed Bomb, learned via level up as a Pansage at level 22. Crunch is up next, learned at level 44 as a Pansage. You know what? Never mind that. Why would I want to suggest people wait so long to evolve their Pansage? Screw Crunch, go ahead and teach it Payback. That will probably be just as fine. Then we have Rock Tomb learned via a TM that you get after beating Grant. Finally, there is Shadow Claw. That TM is in the Glittering Cave somewhere. So I promised you a water type Pokemon here, and I'm giving it to you. Bibarel was my choice for a water type, making its first appearance in this series. I had decided not to use it when I made the Sinnoh team since I figured it'd be fun to pull out in a later entry, and this was it. So Bibarel is gotten when you evolve a Bidoof at level 15, and that Bidoof can be found on Route 3. So half of the team is built super quickly, as is the usual state of affairs here. I want to reiterate it as I always do. This is supposed to be a team that nobody has ever used, not a worst team. Don't get it twisted, there are some good Pokemon on this team, but due to how bad Bibarel is, I just knew it would be great to feature here since nobody was going out of their way to use this funky beaver. Now, the moveset is up next. Surf, Waterfall, Ice Beam, and Strength are the moves I'm suggesting for Bibarel, which is such a par for the course set. I feel like every water type I ever put on a team of any kind ends up having a moveset like this. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Surf and Waterfall are HMs. You can get one in Shalor City and the other on Route 19 in the very late game. Then, with Ice Beam, that TM will be given to you after you defeat Wulfric. And finally, Strength is another HM that brings up some good stab, and you'll get that in Solar City. Next up, we're going to go with Scrafty here. And the one way to get Scrafty is to, of course, evolve a Scraggy. You'll need to find a Horde encounter on Route 5 to get Scraggy, but after going to level 39, you will get this powerful fighting dark type. I wanted to include this Hoodlum on the team because it just feels like the kind of Pokemon that someone would look at, think about using, and then end up going with something different like a Hawlucha or maybe Pangoro to try and use something new. I do think Scrafty can be pretty good, but it's just not what people probably choose to use, let alone alongside the other 3 Pokemon chosen thus far. So you guys get the point behind that. Let's look at my recommended moveset. We've got Brick Brick, Crunch, Return, and Dragon Tail on Scrafty. Very weird moveset, I know. Brick Break is learned early on as a Scraggy at level 20. It's honestly such a good move to have access to that easily and early. You'll get Crunch at level 38 right before Scraggy evolves into Scrafty. So there are your 2 nice stab moves right there. I then decided on Return, as I feel that there's a pretty good chance you're going to be using Scrafty a lot, and its friendship with you will grow pretty deep, making Return a very hard-hitting move. The TM for it can be found on Route 4. Finally, with Dragon Tail, I just wanted to see a little dragon representation on the team. There's probably other moves you could use, but I like the idea of this one. You get that TM in the Lumiose Museum. You guys probably aren't going to believe this, but I'm putting an evolution on this team. That's right, I might as well just have included Greninja on this team if I was going to use something as beloved as an evolution. But I decided to get a little wild and unexpected here, which, if you think about it, is what this series is all about really. So the evolution making its way onto the team is Espeon. I wanted a Psychic type to be here, as I felt like, hey, everyone would leap on Guardy when playing X and Y, and Fairy types were all new and interesting, so players would often ignore just normal Psychic types for the new shiny thing. I noticed I'm bringing that up a lot here. People favoring the new stuff over the old stuff in X and Y, and with Mega Evolutions, it's hard not to. So anyway, you get Eevee on Route 10. It's just walking around there. Make it love you during the day, and you'll get Espeon. Sounds simple enough, right? Just don't screw it up and somehow get a Sylveon. Today's Espeon moveset is Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and Toxic. You'll learn Psychic at level 37, and Dazzling Gleam is your reward for defeating Valerie's gym. Then, Shadow Ball, you'll want to use that for some coverage. It's a TM you'll get in Terminus Cave in the late game. Finally, go get Toxic. It's on Route 14, and will be nice for getting that sweet, sweet chip damage. Alright, our final Pokemon today is so damn random, it pretty much seals the deal. It'll be the last Pokemon to join the team. And here's what you do to get it. On Route 14, you'll find a Carablast among the Swamp Dwellers. You'll want to capture it, and then go find a friend with a copy of X and Y as well. You'll trade your Carablast to that friend, they will trade you a Shelmet, and suddenly, both Pokemon will evolve. You won't be keeping the Acelgor you end up getting. No, instead, you'll fist fight your friend into giving you back your Excavalier, and that will be the final member of this team. So, as you can see, it can be very time-consuming and annoying to get this thing, and that's why I decided to thrust it into the spotlight as a member of our team today. Excavalier has all the makings of a strong Pokemon, with great defenses and a massive attack stat, but its convoluted way of obtaining it is enough to turn some people off. That's just what we're looking for though. But with that, let's see the moves. Finally, our last moveset of the day is Iron Head, X-Scissor, Poison Jab, and Swords Dance. So, to start us off, Iron Head is learned at level 37, with X-Scissor learned at level 44. Now, you don't necessarily need to learn that move by level up. It's also a TM found on Azure Bay. Then, with Poison Jab, you guessed it, also a TM. While we have coverage for Fairy types already with Iron Head, there's nothing wrong with a little extra. You'll find the TM in the Shallow City Pokemart for 10,000 bucks. Finally, we have Swords Dance. It makes a lot of sense to me to use a move like that on Excavalier. The Southern Lumiose City Pokemon Mart has that purchase for another 10,000 bucks. So that's it. You've definitely never used this X and Y team before. It's a crazy group with only one Kalosian Pokemon, which in and of itself drives the point home. I know these aren't the most exciting games in the franchise, but I enjoy the team. I aim to make some real different teams with this series, and this was for sure one of them. That's all for this one though. We'll be tackling Alola, and I already have a very good idea of what I'll be building that team to be. For now, let me know what you guys think, and try your best to convince me that you've actually used this team before. I always love seeing that. But with that, I'll see you guys next time. Hey, it's the outro. Isn't that exciting? Thank you for enjoying another Mystic Umbreon video. We're getting ready to enter the fall, and the final stretch of hype for Scarlet and Violet is here. The excitement for Pokemon's 9th generation is at its peak, and I couldn't be more excited. We've still got plenty to cover before then though, so keep yourselves locked in. If you're interested in more Mystic content, check out my TikTok and Mystic Umbreon Shorts channel. If we get the 10K followers on TikTok, and we're super close, I'll be doing a viewer's choice video. Also, if you're into fanfictions and what ifs, check out Mystic Reads. I offer a ton of creative spoken word content on there, so come and join me. That's all for now. Make sure you subscribe for more fantastic content, and I'll see you next time.